backside of that.
Yeah. The only thing I wish is that you were hauling up the trail and like, you know, ski-doo or something.
Three, two, one, dropping.
It's a lot deeper than I expected.
Highlight, definitely. I mean, there's so many things that went wrong and didn't go our way at the start of the trip, and all of a sudden you get that day when you're hiking up and you finally reach the top of the mountain, and all of a sudden you look around and you're like, this is what we came out here for, this is what we want to do. And like you all of a sudden have like that understanding, that further appreciation for why people do this.
He's a never-ending Sherpa of love right here. Never-ending. Snowshoes all day. Climb 3,000 feet. Screw it.
Yeah. Okay, stop.
Chris, I didn't see it happen, but Riley came running back to the cabin to get me because I was already back starting to pack everything up, and he was screaming that Chris crashed and had something wrong with his shoulder. And I immediately knew that Chris has shoulder issues with it dislocating quite often. So I ran back to see you guys all in the snow there, and Chris thriving around in pain, and it wasn't exactly a good image, and my brain is still kind of panic a little bit when I hear those screams and I see what I saw. But we all rallied him together and tried to put his shoulder back in as best we could, and basically made a makeshift sling and got him back to the cabin and got him warm and got him some food, and started him on the trek out back to the van so we could get him to the hospital. That was our main priority at that point. And then Matt went a little off course and got lost. So that was another stress that we had to deal with at the time when Chris's shoulder was out.
So yeah, I start snowboarding down, and I see this little side trail. I'm like, oh great, this is a shortcut to the cabin. So I start taking it, and all of a sudden I realize that I'm going past the cabin. And so I stop, take off my snowboard, and I take my first step into the snow, and I sink up to like my waist almost. I'm like, oh, wish I had some snowshoes at this moment. So the option, I couldn't really hike back up, so I just kept riding the trail out. And then once I realized how far I was going down, I'm like, oh man, these guys are gonna be upset. Like, they're gonna think I either fell in a tree well or I'm missing. Then after a while, just because it wasn't meeting back up with the skid line for the longest time, I was like, well, maybe this is just like a trail that goes all the way to the bottom, like maybe on the opposite side of the mountain. So I got a bit worried. But finally, this is probably about like 10-15 minutes of snowboarding down this little tree trail. I finally found that skid line to go up.
It got dark fast, like it was within 20 minutes the sun was gone after his shoulder came out. And on the way down, everyone was starting to get tired. You could see yourself. I knew Matt's a machine, but even Matt had been hiking all day up and down, Sherpaing, our stuff for us and filming. So the fact that he was getting tired was a major concern for me. I was tired myself. Sean and Keelan, I have full confidence everyone's going to make it, but Jess as well. We don't know who's going to crack, who's not going to crack, who can, if we're going to have to call for help for Chris, we don't know how he's going to be. So that was a very stressful 3 or 4 hours time frame after Chris dislocated his shoulder. That wasn't fun.
Feels like it's not quite over just yet until you guys, everybody's like at home, at peace in their own space. So I kind of just want to keep going with you guys. I don't know. Like dude, honestly, like I love the trials and tribulations that we had. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna say, hey, we went and saw this or did that cool thing, but I'm also gonna say, remember when I walked down a freaking mountain and out through the Alpine with my freaking shoulder hanging on the socket? Like, I'm probably gonna tell my kids about that someday, or a buddy or whatever else, or we're gonna joke about that. And I'm always thankful for all those things that we might call hardships or just the trials and tribulations. That stuff builds character and like, I don't know.
It's just, it's like anything in life. Everybody tells you, take care of the small details and everything else will come along. And it's no different than climbing a mountain. I mean, you can look at it and you keep staring at it all day long. And the only thing that's going to get you there is one step at a time. And I think that's what everybody realized. I mean, riding the resort was pretty cool in Whistler. Obviously, it's a heck of an experience to be on such a huge, vast land and such a big resort. But when you have to earn your turns and when you have to climb a mountain to do it, it's the best feeling in the world to me. I mean, when you get to the top and you're looking down and you realize what you just did, it's like that's the biggest accomplishment right there. I mean, that's why I do it. And like I said, it's just an out-of-body experience that you can't explain to somebody until you actually take them there.
It sparked my interest for the sport in a few ways. Like, this is the first time I've ever done something like this, and I really like the idea of, you put in the work and you get to the top of the mountain, and then all of a sudden you get this huge reward of being able to snowboard or ski down, and it was just, that thing was just like, I understand, I get this, and this is worth it, and anyone who's ever experienced that will know what I mean. And I mean, watch the footage in the video and you'll understand what I mean. It's amazing.
It was an amazing line, an amazing day, and an amazing view, and having everyone up on top of that glacier smiling and having a good time was, to me, made all the stress of the entire trip disappear for those 2 hours we were up there. That's why we do this. That's why we push ourselves to those limits.
Would you do it again?
Yeah, for sure.
I would say yes.
I'd definitely do it again.
Yeah, of course.
100%.
Alright, it's good to see you laughing again, buddy. We thought you were gonna die yesterday.
Well, Prairie Van having some problems in the mountains, eh?
Uh-oh.
Yes, sir. Having our fair share of problems this trip. Just want to go home.